Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I know that's a difficult name to pronounce. However, I came across her on a TED Talk. She is a Nigerian author as well as a professor, and she talks about the danger of a single story being told about a people. And her story resonated a lot with me and my experiences and my writing, the beginning of my writing. And as I listened to her TED Talk, it was just fascinating to see, as I said, similarities. One, she talked about when she began reading, she read about the colonialism and those people that came in and brought their history and their culture and influenced the Nigerians with it. And so the stories that she read were blue-eyed, blonde-haired people. And they drank, I believe she said, ginger beer, and they talked about snow and things like that. So when she began writing, her stories reflected that. They didn't reflect her own storytelling. They reflected the stories that she had been reading. And she just talked about the dangers of having one story tell about a whole group of people. And I found that to be true even in my own experiences. When I started reading, the first things I read were Harlequin romances and young adult books, and none of the characters reflected me or my history. And then when I began writing, even though, as I mentioned before, the reason I started writing was because I wanted to write about myself, since I didn't see me in books. Somehow along the way, I got influenced by the books that I read and started writing about Caucasians and white people, and not myself and my history and my story. And then at a certain point in my life, I was introduced to African writing, which is similar to what she was talking about. And then I just immersed myself in stories by African writers, Chinua Achebe, Ama Atadu, and oh God, what was that thing? James Nguzi. So I started reading things like Weep Not My Child and Things Fall Apart, things like that. And then I started reading about African American writers, James Baldwin, Richard Wright, and so forth. And then from that transition, I started to tell my own story. So it's a similar journey, and I'm sure a lot of writers have gone through a similar path where they started reading and writing about other people and their culture, and then eventually they were introduced to their own to African culture, and then they incorporated everything, and then they started writing their own stories. And if you look at Scrubbalicious, or my medical series, there are all types of nationalities in that book. Everyone is reflected in that book because in Philadelphia, where I live, I've been exposed to Asians, to Indians, to Africans, to African Americans. The gamut is amazing. And working in a hospital system, you meet so many different people, which is beautiful, and which has influenced my writing and how I see the world, and how my writing needs to include all people. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I shared the TED Talk on my Facebook account and on Twitter, and I'll leave a link in the bottom of this video. And as always, thank you for joining me on this Sunday. I hope you enjoyed your day, and as always, love, peace, joy, happiness. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and share this video with all that you would like to share my experience with. And as always, bye-bye.